Do you enjoy fishing shallow? And I'm talking like 10 feet of water and less. Your electronics are off. You're making precision casts to like specific pieces of structure. If that's you, you need to get over to Fox and Grenadier Island. I'm telling you what, this is an awesome shallow water area. And what's cool about it is the shorelines all around both of these islands, they're all productive. There isn't any of it that is unproductive. And you can get out of the wind by fishing the backsides of these islands and kind of get into the mud bay area. There's protection in there. But the water that's going to produce the most fish and the highest quality fish is going to be that lakeside shoreline. That's a fact. What's unique about this area is that it's just adjacent to the mouth of the St. Lawrence. I mean, it's right around the corner. So this area does hold quality fish. Those giants are just drawn to the mouth of that river. So you do pick up on that. I'm primarily a shallow water fisherman. I fish shallow probably 90% of the time. And from experience through the years, I'm convinced up here you can catch the same quality of a 5-fish bag here as you can by going deep. Absolutely. You fish here every day shallow, you're going to do, when it comes to quality, you're going to do just as well as anybody going deep. It's a freaking beauty, man. It's a beauty. In the top of the lip. In the dog days of summer, and this area in particular, you'll find guys come out here and they go right to the middle of the lake. I mean, literally in the middle of the lake, way out there, and they're in 50 and 60 feet of water, forward-facing sonar and a drop shot. It's during that period of time that I end up having some pretty good luck fishing in 90-degree heat in 3 feet of water. And the trick is, you gotta be willing to hunt for them. Okay, you can't be in it for the numbers. You know, a lot of people travel up here from out of state and they want to catch 60 to 100 fish a day. They just get that number. I don't know where that number comes from, to be honest with you. But they get that number in their head and it's all about number. You're not going to do that fishing this way. But you are going to catch quality, and you can catch some giants. Swallowing that bugger. Look how nice and long he is. You get up on your trolling motor with a good pair of polarized sunglasses, and the first thing you're doing is you're just trying to locate some isolated rock, scattered rock, whatever. And then you're going to make precise casts to that rock. You're going to fish the left, the right, the front, and the back of those rocks, okay? And then you move on to the next one. That's the hunt. What ends up happening is giant smallmouth will eventually move into these shallow water areas. I mean, even just one by himself. He's going to wander in here at some point. It's normally fairly early in the season. He'll find a nice rock and he bullies the rest of the smaller fish out of the area. And he claims that rock as his own. Okay, and what they do is they burrow themselves underneath that rock and they live there. Okay, so when you come into the area, you don't see nothing. It looks like the whole area is barren. Matter of fact, you don't see that fish until he sees your bait. And then he comes out from underneath that rock and absolutely hammers it, man. Now, our water here is clear. It's really clear. So if you witness this on a calm day and can see that, it is the most awesome thing to see, man. And you catch giants this way. Whoa! Oh my God. There's another one, man. Frickin' Fox Island, man. Now, if somebody was to ask, hey, I'm coming up for the first time, where should I start? Where's a couple good areas to start? I would say, why don't you check out the main lake the lakeside points. Mark the points on your map and hit those things. You're going to find structure on those points. You're going to find boulders and rock. Awesome, okay? That's the number one spot. As a secondary around Fox, I would say, you know, there's, I think, 2, maybe 3 pretty good sized flats, real good sized flats, and they got scattered rock and isolated boulders on them. And this is where you do that hunt that I was just talking about, okay? And you will find giants underneath these rock, but you, again, don't be, you're going to have to cover water. You're going to have to cover water and take your time. Don't be in a rush. Hit one rock right after the next. I've had days where I've hit 10 rocks. Absolutely no, I haven't seen a fish in an hour. And I just fished 10 rocks, number 11, giant. As a secondary on Grenadier, you know, there's 2 sides to this Grenadier, and it's kind of a nice long island here. Drift, do a drifts on each side. Both of those sides are going to be good. Our prevailing wind here is a south-southwest wind. So it's going to push you right down the edge of this thing perfectly, all right? And you're going to do a multi-depth drift. So I would start at like 6 feet of water. Get right up tight and do a drift. Do a 6, a 12, a 20. I mean, you can go to 35 if you want to. This is a great drift. You're going to find fish here. That's a great spot. Now, as far as tackle and baits go, I use 8 to 10 pound monofilament. And I use that monofilament because it's got that greenish bluish tint to it, which is the same color as our water here. So your line really disappears. Weights, I keep it simple personally. I just go with a 1/4 ounce and an 1/8 ounce on whatever rig you're using. The rigs that are going to work are, a wacky rig Cinco is always going to work around a boulder. All right, Ned rig is going to work. Shaky head, drop shot, dropping a drop shot by these rocks, that works real well. A 3-inch to 3.5 inch paddle tail or fluke style swim bait, it's going to be money in the bank. Those are all going to work great. Now, if you need more water to fish, or maybe you do need to get out of the wind a little bit, the bay that's behind these islands is called Mud Bay, and in the center of it is a huge flat. And I would go ahead and drift that thing 4 or 5 times. You can find some fish on it, and that's a good place also to fish. And there's 2 boat ramps here that you can use. One of them, I believe, is called the Snug Harbor Campground Launch. It's got something to do with Snug Harbor. It's going to cost you $10 to launch your boat there, and it puts you right where you want to be. It's perfect. I would suggest using that one. But there is a state launch that's right around the corner. It's called the Isthmus, and that's a great launch. There's nothing wrong with that one at all. It's just around the corner. Those are the 2 launches to use. But you know, if you made it this far, if you're thinking about coming to Fox and Grenadier, we're right at the mouth of the St. Lawrence. So if you're thinking about fishing the St. Lawrence River, and I'm going to tell you, when you get here, you're going to get out of your truck at the boat ramp and it's going to be overwhelming. You're going to be thinking, where do I even start? And then there's just so much structure everywhere. It really does get overwhelming. I have a detailed video on my website. It's a private video, and it shows you spots to go to fish, and it gives you techniques that work real well up here. It's going to save you a ton of time in the area. If you're coming up here for 3 days, maybe a week, and you're going to be trying to cover a bunch of water, why not save yourself a lot of wasted time and check this video out? You can find it on my website, which is ditchfishing.org. I'd also like to tell you about my other YouTube channel. It's called Ditch Ministry. And there you're going to find these short videos that are 3 to 5 minutes long. All they do is give you something to think about for the day to help you develop your relationship with God. There's a video here right at the end. Why don't you click on it, check it out, see if it's for you.